Okay, we're back at the dirt racing series, stage 4, radio rendezvous. A lot of climbing in this one.
Will we have Christian tonight as a guest?
Christian, I don't know, he had a meeting or something right at 4 o'clock. So I don't know how long, depends on how long it goes.
Yeah, he may join us while we're going up the grade, maybe. He might make it, who knows. Just in time for him to tell us to pedal harder.
Are you in on the plan to do some damage on the first 2 climbs?
I'm going to do my best.
I don't think there is going to be a play because everybody's going to be doing the same thing. So, I mean, it's 2 FALs back to back. So, I think no matter what, it's going to be a war of attrition on that climb. Everybody's going to go hard as they can, and just like we did on the climb in France, it just falls apart eventually. So you have the people that can stick with it, and you have the people that just kind of barely off. I was one of the front ones on that one, so I feel like a lot of us will be in the top 10 at least for that. So
That's actually true. If we can, we've got probably more numbers than the other teams tonight. Everybody looks
just
a little thin. Everybody looks a little thin.
That very first one is going to be full gas because it's not that steep, and you also get, I mean, it's really draftable.
Yeah, this is Charles. I'm just not a good climber, so I'm not expecting to be in the top 10 today. But I got you on the sprint game.
I think you have enough power to stay with the group for a while, at least on the first one. I think they're going to take it pretty easy by what I've seen in the previous stages. So,
well, if you know anything about a lot of these races in this time frame, none of them take it easy.
yeah.
We race with all these guys in the ladder too.
Yeah.
And I know Rooster, and I know
10 seconds, guys.
this guy, a couple of Cisco riders
Okay.
are really,
Hey
really
guys,
pumped.
good luck. Yeah, Chris, focus on the race.
Like focus.
All right, so who's our best climber here?
Taylor, Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Baylor, maybe, probably.
Did you folks come up with any better strategy than the one I saw in Discord already, or?
Now, just talking about following wheels up, and the front of the pack is going to sort itself out.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Nate Pearson, OTR, other group. Like, I know he's gonna ride wheels until close to the top, and then he's gonna try to burn everyone, and he's gonna do that over and over again.
Well, that'll be interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on him. But as for the rest of you guys, like, this is honestly a pretty straightforward course. It's going to be try to stay near the front third all the way through Mayan and Itza. Collect as much FAL points as you can, and then, I mean, it's really just a long FTP test afterwards.
Mayan and Itza both either flatten out or even go slightly downhill, so it's going to be a sprint for FAL.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to stay in those wheels, but specifically you're going to want to stay close enough to the front where if any of these teams really push it into gear like 5.5, 6, and try to sustain that, then you want to be able to stay with them. I think there's a lot of teams who are going to look at Mayan and Itza and say, well, that's where we have a chance of getting points. So I think they're going to be pretty competitive.
Yeah, and the Itza actually has some downhill sections where you can gap too.
Mhm. Once you guys get to the top of Itza, I think it is tempting to try to maintain speed going into the grade and doing a little bit more work than everybody else for that. But the grade descent is so short and there's such a tiny little gap between it and going back up that I think that if it were me, I'd be just focusing on resting all the way to the point that you start going up the grade for the FTS segment. That is, if you think that you're going to be competitive in the FTS and for fin points at all.
What's the what do you think the time up the grade is? I've never done the grade.
You haven't? I mean, it kind of depends on you. For me, it's like a 15-minute climb.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, never mind. You're like, oh, like 3 minutes.
Oh no!
Push it.
Well, it's a 12 to 15 minute climb.
There's a flat spot in the middle. Then it gets steeper. So
Yeah, just be careful not to blow up on the first part of it. A lot of people go really hard on the bottom, and they can't do the steeper bits.
right.
Yeah, it gets gradually more difficult on the second section of the grade. So, you know, it's all pacing. Most climbing is just pacing, but this one's just a little bit more difficult in that respect.
And your legs will have to climb right before it in it too.
Yeah.
We could hack it and take a left on top of Itza. It'd be nice.
Oh yeah, you'd prefer to do that route?
Or wait for you guys.
Man, I don't even have to pay attention to what you guys are actually doing right now. I haven't even been glancing at that.
Whole group's at 3.0.
The two that I want to focus on, if you're watching, Taylor, is Hopkins and Rooster.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think that both of them should do very well on this course.
I did. I beat Rooster on I climb up, what was that climb? Innsbruck climb. But he was pushing over 5 watts the whole time. And he's lightweight.
Are we getting a feather at every bit?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's my understanding.
So we get one right here.
So I guess I'll start looking at these guys.
Might
You
as well
might
use it.
see.
Oh, not right here.
You might.
Yeah.
Right before
The stone.
somebody just burn it. Oh, we got another one.
I just burned mine.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it does help a little bit on the flats. So. I was kind of curious to see if Muddy, Rooster, and Vic would try to go off together, since we know for sure that Vic reaches out and asks for collaboration. But if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it kind of late in the game, which could be smart. I think a good time to do things like that is when you're only like 2.5 kilometers out or so. Close enough that people think that they can probably reel you back in just by staying in the group. and they don't make a big effort to actually chase. Once you get through the Stoneway Sprint, you'll be just about 1 mile away from the beginning of the mine. And for all of you who are not so strong aerobically, and you're looking at the latter half of this course and you're saying, well, I'm just going to get through it, try to shoot your shot going up Mayanitsa. Try to, at the bare minimum, deny other teams as many points as you can.
All right, turn up ahead on the map.
Yep.
Where the fun begins. Make sure you're in the front third. Don't get caught out where you gotta do a chase.
Yep. One of the hazards going up this is if there are people who only care about the FTS segment and they save themselves for that, you could find yourself taking it easy, thinking that you can catch back on, and ending up behind one of those guys' wheels.
It's only on the grade, though.
What was that?
Only on the grade.
Well,
FTS.
yeah, but those guys are going to be taking it easy through the FAL segment,
All right.
and that's where you need to worry about staying on.
Gotcha.
And up we go.
All right. Good luck, guys. There's a few people at the front doing some pretty big numbers already. I think mine's going to be very competitive. I see Chris trying to chase Spalding down. If he maintains that pace, Chris, he'd be a good guy to stay with. I'm gonna check out everybody else. Come on, Roy. Got a little flat in front of you. All right, get back on those wheels.
I don't know. Hurt.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Roy. Yeah, just find a sustainable pace. Maybe see if there's something that you can do on the FTS segment. Alright, so Roy's at the back. Charles, I see that you're in group 2. Alongside Francois. Actually, it's going to be group 3. Looks of how this is breaking out.
That's Taylor. Took the first sprint.
Nice.
Oh, good job. Andrew, I see that you're working hard. There's a lot of people who take it easy on the flatter section, kind of between the Mayan and the hard stuff on the Itza, so there's a decent chance that you guys can get back on. Same thing to you, Steve. I see that there's a gap in front of you, but don't give up. If you work hard going up this little hill here, there's a downhill right after it. So really hit the top of this hill hard. Shelton, you try to stay on his wheel. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Doing really well, Steve. Stay on those wheels. They're going really light on the pedals up ahead. Once you're in that group, you are in the perfect group to be in. Taylor and Steven, great work to both of you. Let's take a look-see. Group 2. Alright, so. I see we've got Chris and Andrew together. And whatever his name is, Sullivan.
Vic. And Sullivan.
Yeah. I don't know Sullivan's name. Okay, these are good guys to be with. You're not going to get back to group 1, so just try to let them do work for you. You're probably going to be better served just conserving and doing whatever you can to try to get the FTS segment.
Oh no, I just let that hurt guy. The bottom. shoot, karate.
Great work, Taylor. Hopefully some of these guys will take a turn as well. The moment you hit these cobbles, it's every man for himself, though. This is the big work. Same to you, Steve. You got this. Carry it all the way to the top. You're almost there, Taylor. Just a little bit more. Don't let those wheels get too far away. Good. There you go. As much of a breather in this yellow section as you can.
Ranger.
Come on, Steve. You're almost there. Pull each other up to the top. As soon as you get through this bridge and you hit proper asphalt, it's all just sprint. Come on, guys, everything you got here. This is the hardest section, this little turn. Up. There you go. You're getting a solid dig in there. Keep going. And the summit is not the end. Keep digging all the way over the top. You get a little bit of a downhill before you get into that banner. Build momentum all the way in. Out sprint these guys, Taylor. Come on. Blow them away. Good job. Keep on going. There you go. That's good. That's very good. You got a ton of points between those two. All right, now prepare to do absolutely nothing for a little bit. Looks like Rooster and Muddy might be working together, but I wouldn't worry about them. There's so much race left. That was great work, Steven. And both of you are well situated to get a lot of fin points as well, no matter what this looks like going up the grade. And take a look at everybody else. Francois, you're in good position. Same with you, Chris. Good work getting that super tuck, you guys. As tempting as it'll be as you get towards the bottom, I wouldn't risk gunning it even once it levels off. Any gains that you make in that section, you're probably going to regret it on the way back up. Just get a nice high cadence, get that blood flowing through your legs. All right. Checking on Roy. As I said before, the name of the game is just pacing yourself, Roy.
Okay.
Just do something sustainable. Don't worry too much about these other guys, just ride your time trial. If you focus on your pace, your placement's going to be what you need it to be. There's going to be a lot of people who blow themselves up going up this. Yeah, that Muddy Fox is, he's gonna be up in Ruby pretty soon. That's definitely where he belongs. So we're not gonna worry too much about him. I'm gonna stop talking for a little. Really not a whole lot to say.
Can I jump on the Charlie?
Everybody just do what you can sustain. You all know what your 20-minute best is. At this point, you're probably not going to hit that. So don't find yourself pushing above it for some dumb reason. Aim just a little bit lower. Find that nice edge of threshold where you feel your heart rate not really climbing, not really going down, and just ride that.
Ah.
Dave, Taylor, you guys are doing really fantastically. Getting to the top of each in the time that you did, already being where you are in the grade. You guys are doing very well. Just keep it steady. Andrew, you're doing some really good work too. Really cutting that down. I see you passed a bunch of people on the way up, Roy. Very good work. Keep it up. Yep, there's a few people who were in front of you, Roy, who are now well behind you. And they're all of the names I expected to see. You got this. Hey Charles, what did you guys name that baby?
Phoebe.
Yay! I mean, it's no Christina, but I'm glad you went with Phoebe. Good call. All of you are doing some really solid work. Great work, especially I'm seeing Francois. Andrew, you cut that down and you caught up to Steve, which I know was hard work. Francois, you're closing that gap little by little and growing the gap between you and everyone behind you. Just keep that up. Remember, this is not the race. The race is the radio tower. So save a little something in the tank. There's not a lot of opportunity, unfortunately, to recover anything between the top of this and the bottom of that. Good use of feather. I probably should have been talking about where to use feather on this, but you guys all know. You've all done the grade before, except one of you. But if you still have it, then yeah, save it till you're near the very top of it. Once you see the flashing sections in your little climbing graph, those ones right in front of the line, those are the steepest sections. You don't have to worry about sticking on anybody's wheels because it's not like any of you are getting dropped anyways. With respect to the radio tower, the steepest section of it is pretty close to the bottom of it. But it's not like there's a lot of bad places to use that power up on the radio tower. Just don't forget to use it. You're putting in some pretty high watts there, Roy. A lot more than everybody in front of you, so just remember, don't overcook yourself. The race is not to see who gets to the top of this grade first. The radio tower is the race. Just a little more there, Andrew. One more dig and you'll be able to be back up there with Steve, Taylor, and Francois, not far in front. Very good.
sir.
Nice work, Taylor. Two of you can work together. You guys are putting out some impressive watts considering what you just had to go through. Steve, try to make use of these two guys if possible. And just try to maintain your focus on the radio tower coming up. Did that guy just feather here? Okay, that's a choice.
Yeah, he did.
Alright.
Did you get another one now? Okay,
No.
hot.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's an archway right at the Epicom top. That's right. Okay, he's not an idiot. I am. Whoops.
Still, I think I would save it to that last little push up to the step down.
Yeah, but the arch is not even on the right profile. It might not have the power up.
Yeah, it's definitely on the sauce profile there.
Can't do you got me in contact with us. That'd be good. We'll have a little group.
Yeah, you guys are in such a position now where, funnily enough, after all of that climbing, it's just kind of usual race dynamics. Steve and Andrew, Taylor and Francois, you guys are going to have to be your moral support for each other.
Yeah. Trust me, it's helping.
Yeah, it's always good to see a teammate next to you. If you guys want an update on Muddy Fox, he's currently doing 5 watts per kilogram, a whole minute and a half from the second place position. So he's definitely in the right race.
Must have found his terrain, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So Frank and I are hitting the banner.
Yep.
One guy in tow. From Galaxy.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about him. Radio tower is not the kind of thing where you really have to think about anything except moving your legs.
Should I be using my banner now?
Where are you?
Just before the summit of the Yes.
You may as well. Taylor Francois, you got one at the arch, right?
We did, yes.
Yeah, then you may as well use it before the archway because it'll give you just a small boost anyways. Might not be much of one at this point, but you don't want to waste it. Alright, you guys, good luck. Taylor and Francois are beginning the radio tower right now. I'm gonna move back and take a look at Steve and Andrew. Alright. There you go. Steve and Andrew are now hitting the radio tower themselves. We've got 4 guys who are all doing really well this race. As long as you guys keep it steady going up this bad boy, you're going to secure some really solid pinpoints. Pain is nearly over. Alright, let's see where this goes. Your group is pretty small, Chris.
I got to be honest.
Yeah. Alright. Good luck.
Way to go, Francois. Way to drop.
Good job, Andrew.
And Francois, you're doing fantastic. You guys are about halfway through the radio tower comm. Only 600 meters or so away from the finish. Catching somebody would be great, but burying Haverkamp, that Galaxy guy, would be just fine by me if you can do that. Those guys ahead of you are awfully light. Let's see here. Andrew, you're doing great too. I see that your group is dragging behind you. You just maintain that kind of pace. Try not to be too surgy. And don't worry too much about Sullivan. I see him coming up behind you. He's putting in a lot of work to do it, but those are not sustainable numbers. Yours are. Great work. Nice job, Steve. Try to focus on the guys behind you and just keeping them there. That's a good pace, Chris. And you're coming up on the halfway point yourself. Roy, you've done pretty great. I know it was tough getting up the Mayan, but I'd say that you've recovered very well. That's what comes from racing your own race, racing at your pace. That's what climbing's all about. Same to you, Charles. I know that you say that you're not much of a climber, but that's not how it looks from where I'm sitting.
Ooh. Man, I had to sprint. You tried to catch me right here.
And was he able to?
No.
Well, I guess you'd call that a technical error then.
Well, I played it easy going up the last bit. So I had some in the tank. Sprint.
Great work. Last little dig here, Andrew. That guy's got a sprint in him too. Just try to push everything you've got. Whoa. Yeah. That was a little bit crazy. I find myself pretty envious of people who can do orange numbers after doing grade and then the radio tower. But that's just gonna stay a dream for me.
So Nate, Frankie, and I did 7, 8, 9. I was 12. And Rooster was 6. And Muddy Fox took the win.
Yeah, well, I like to pretend that he doesn't exist most of the time, but you guys did fantastically. 7, 8, 9, 12?
Yeah.
10 points?
Yep.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Season.
As a team, you guys just destroyed. And Taylor, you said you got first on Mayan, right?
Yeah, the 6th on ITSA.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I got 8 on the grade.
very good, Francois.
I had 10th on the grade, but people were still behind me, so I mean, not standing.
Yeah, we might get dethroned.
Find out soon enough. But you guys collected plenty of points. I didn't pay too close attention to the other teams because really, who cares about them? I think that
Sisu and what is the other one maybe close to us? Rhino?
yeah.
These are the two we needed to check.
Yeah, well, it'll be tough for them to beat your guys' overall team performance on this one.
I just popped it up on the first climb. I let that group go. It's just too mid-contents. Just let them go. It's fucking dumb.
it's tough. Like, the early parts of races like this are honestly the more decisive parts, if anything.
Yeah, this 2 weeks in a row I've managed to find a way to completely cock up a race. See if I can do it twice this week, you know?
I wouldn't be too down on yourself. I think that you still perform pretty damn well.
Yeah, the legs feel good. That's I think why I'm annoyed. If that shit legs would be okay, then I just go, well, I was never going to do it good anyway, but the legs feel great. It's, like I said, there's 1,000 ways to lose a bike race, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. Almost there, Charles.
Oh.
Great work, Roy.
I got 28 and 29.
What almost might work best is you can get behind two guys in the same team, like where one might be protecting his climber, you know?
Yeah. Roy, when you were going up Mayan, did it feel like you were going to come in that kind of placement at that time?
I don't know. I didn't feel very good warming up.
See, you just need an hour of warm-up.
Yeah.
Little big Charles, everything you got here. You may as well be one of those orange number weirdos. There you go. There you go. Oh, you almost got him. But I saw it.
Ooh. Galaxy went 2, 3, 4.
Oh, what the hell? They're not supposed to do that.
I guess it depends on where the fourth guy wound up.
Yeah.
10th.
Yeah.
Right
They're like
behind.
a whole team of climbers.
Right behind Taylor.
Dang.
Yeah, purple jerseys in front of us. Couldn't tell if they were Galaxy.
Or Coalition. Yeah. Hard to tell.
They were right behind us. Well, they weren't the team that was right behind us in the standings, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, let me take a look at the standings right now, because I can just do that.
Oh.
So who we had? We had Francois 7.
8.
Who's 8?
Taylor was 8.
Taylor 8.
No, sorry, Francois was 8. Taylor was 9.
And who is 7?
Nate.